The rally in Griffain is absolutely impressive. It's a new AI token on Solana, and we knew about this token very early on before the rally. Now I want to share the on-chain metrics. I want to share whether or not it still makes sense to buy into Griffain. Let's look at the data most people are not considering. Now here's the chart in the last few days. It's going absolutely vertical. We're currently at 24 cents and we appreciated by 37% today alone. Now what is this here over here, this data point, where we were at 0.3 cents. Since that data point, the price appreciated by more than 7,000%. That was the point in time where we got a wallet alert. So have a look at this. We've got ALCH that bought Griffain twice, and the first time was on November 13th. And there was quite a bit of a discussion around the token. ALCH got in with $4,000 and turned this into $300,000. And have a look at this. Georg bought in, Roni bought in, Mick as well. So those are all members of the premium membership here, right? The bitcoinstrategy.com. Now, besides ALCH, there's also 13,000 more buyers that just bought the token today. So we've got 13,000 buyers, 6,000 sellers roughly. And that ratio of 68% buyers versus only 32% of sellers, of course, makes the price appreciate a lot. Now, what exactly is Griffain? It's another launch pad for AI agents. Very comparable to what we've seen with the virtual protocol on the base chain. So here is how virtual appreciated, right? It's one of the most successful projects on base. And for Griffain, we've got 24,000 followers on Twitter, 4,000 members in the Telegram channel, and almost 19,000 holders on chain. So there's clearly a lot of momentum. What we see over here is the number of first-time traders versus recurring traders per day. And in the last week, we pretty much saw every single day more first-time traders than recurring traders. So the investor base overall is growing. On the right side, we see the number of token transactions per day. This is also very, very hot right now, very elevated. Now, what's very bullish about Griffain is the accumulation by the whales. Have a look at this. This is the trading volume in US dollars on the left and normalized to 100% per day on the right. And again, we see the awakening of that token in the last week. We see a lot of trading volume, but what we also see is that over time, large retail and whales tend to take up more and more of the trading volume. And the small retail wallets that have less than $1,000 worth of the token tend to make up less of the token. So this seems to be an accumulation by the whales, but let's dive deeper. Even though relatively speaking, the whales tend to have more and more of the trading volume, the number of whales is not increasing. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 5,000 tokens. So at the current price, it's a bit over $1,000 worth of the token. In the middle, we go at 10x in Memo holding. So it's now $10,000 worth of the token. And on the right, another 10x. So $100,000 worth of the token. Of course, the number of retail wallets tends to grow the most and the number of whale wallets isn't growing. But have a look at this. Have a look at the token balance that is held by the different wallet cohorts. Small retail now only owns 1.2% of the supply. If we add large and medium-sized retail to that, we are looking at roughly 26-27% of the supply. So now the vast majority of the value is held by wallets that have at least $100,000 worth of the token. On the right side, we see how much that is worth. The ownership by the whales went bonkers. Now, what does this mean? I believe that the market makers and the centralized exchanges saw the accumulation by small retail and they are now jumping in. They buy in faster than small retail can. Now, here is how I interpret that data. I believe there are a few whale wallets that simply accumulate. Thus, at some point, we might see a listing by the centralized exchanges, by the Binances and Maxis and Qcoins of this world. Once the listing gets announced, then the price can easily do another 2x, maybe 3x. This is currently a gold rush to front run the centralized exchange listing, because currently still all of trading volume happens directly on chain, on Radium and on Meteor. Now things are hyper bullish right now, right? Bitcoin continues to make one high after the next, and pretty much every altcoin is appreciating right now. It almost feels like because there's so much correlation within crypto that it doesn't really matter what we buy. What we see over here is the others dominance. So how much of all of crypto is in the altcoins that's not in the top 10 in terms of market cap. And that's growing very nicely, very steadily in the last days. And I see this in the statistics of this crypto channel as well. Nobody was interested in crypto just a few weeks ago and suddenly we're spiking up in terms of attention again. And so yes, it's true that everything tends to go up, but there are still ways to outperform. So for example, over here, this is the Memecoin market, and in the last 7 days, AI16Z more than doubled. Yes, Bitcoin went up as well, but it definitely did not double. Now it's at a price of 43 cents. But the question is, how can we get into a token like AI16Z before it doubles? How can we find out about tokens like this early? And what I personally like to do is I like to follow other influencers. I like to follow insiders. I like to follow people that tend to move the markets, especially for those very small tokens. So have a look at this. Kyle Chessy bought AI16Z on the Jupiter exchange on Solana for 1.8 cents. And he didn't just buy once, he bought several times. Since then, the price went up by more than 2,000%. Now, who is Kyle Chessy? He's an influencer that tends to buy tokens very early, where of course not every single token makes these kinds of returns, but it's a bit like VC investing, right? You make 10 bets, you hope for 2 of those bets to make returns like this, and you're okay when the other 8 out of those 10 bets don't work out as well. So here we go, here is his channel. He's got 138,000 subscribers, and we track 12 of his wallets. So this is how wallet tracking works, right? You use on-chain analytics to find out who owns what wallet. And once you've got the wallet, you put this in a tracker. And then whenever this wallet makes a transaction, whenever this wallet buys or sells, we get an automatic notification. We are not just tracking Kyle Chessy, we also track Crypto Banter, for example. They've got 1.1 million subscribers. When they talk about a token, especially a small cap token, that token definitely goes up because there's a lot of attention on the token, right? Attention equals purchases, purchases equal a higher price. We've got 33 of Crypto Banter's wallets. And we're also tracking, for example, Alex Becker. He's got 1.5 million subscribers. We've got 12 of his wallets. And so really, I believe this is the way to beat the crypto market. It's to know more than most. It's not just to pick random tokens in a list, hope that they will make a 2-3x in this bull run. It's actually to be early. It's so early that most people don't know about this yet. I believe in this strategy so much that I made 8 dedicated tutorial videos just on wallet tracking. So how can we find influencer wallets? How can we track them? And how can we then also interpret the signals that we get from the tracking? It's all part of the premium membership of this channel. The link is down below, thebitcoinstrategy.com. Premium is not just about wallet tracking. It's also about backtesting. It's also about macro indicators. It's also about risk mitigation, portfolio diversification, etc. There's more than 100 tutorial videos in total in premium. And so yeah, people are very happy. Feel free to stop this video over here and read this feedback. The most important thing is, of course, once we have those kind of signals, that we also get some feedback from the rest of the community, right? That we discuss when should we buy, when should we sell, what are the current on-chain analytics. That's why I've got dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. Feel free to invest some of the gains to make the portfolio grow even faster. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, just message me within the first week and I will refund you 100%. You really have 0 risk. Now, the big question is, how much more upside potential is there really for Griffain? I think a good comparison is, again, Virtual's protocol, right? Virtual's protocol is on Base. Now we've got something similar for AI agent launches on Solana. And Virtual protocol also got listed on centralized exchanges. Let's compare market caps. This is an overview of AI agent launchpads. And of course, at number 1 is the Virtual's protocol with a market cap of 1.9 billion. And Griffain is currently at 200 million. So this would mean roughly an 8x, maybe a 9x from here. At the beginning, all of trading for Virtual's protocol was also on-chain. Now most of trading volume happens with the centralized exchanges. I believe something similar will happen for Griffain. There is still potential, but of course buying together with the insiders and the influencers is the better lever. There was a time where the token could be bought for 0.3 cents. We are now very far away from those prices, but still, I don't think that momentum is already turning around. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.